Hello, everyone, and welcome to Elite Talks Business with a successful entrepreneur Ankit from Poop Cafe. Very welcome to your podcast.
Thanks so much, Amir. It's awesome to be here. Looking forward to having a chat with you.
Thank you so much, and thank you for to be with us. And you are a very special guest and very welcome, a mentor and tutor at UTS, serial entrepreneur and coffee business strategist. Welcome, Ankit. Great to have you here.
Coffee and all the good stuff in entrepreneurship and share my story.
Yeah, I really love to know about your recent experience. You went to some exhibitions here in Sydney, I think it was about in food industry and coffee.
Yeah,
Yeah, how's it going on, bro?
excellent. It's never been a more exciting time to be in coffee. Everyone's aware that the coffee prices are going up, so everyone's noticing going, oh, why am I paying the price that I'm paying for the coffee? And everyone's starting to question, what am I drinking? Why does it cost this much? And that's basically why I started this business. When I started, I thought that kind of instant coffee, I was like, I didn't really make the connection why instant coffee didn't taste as good as what the barista in a cafe made. And it just didn't occur to me that there was an actual art and a science to actually selecting which coffee you're drinking, the way you brew it, and even the differences in the machines and the quality. And, I always added, heaps of milk and heaps of sugar because I was like, that's just what coffee is. But now we're in a place where there's a lot more knowledge around kind of what coffee is, how to best experience it. We used to call them coffee snobs earlier, but now everyone's suddenly taken an interest. So the most exciting time to be in coffee is right now.
Yeah, yeah, and I think that here, specific in Australia, Sydney, it's a great place for a startup. I check in many websites, many references, specific for food industry, and coffee is one of them in top. And I checked before come
Yeah,
to.
yeah. So in Chippendale, just kind of on the edge of the Sydney city, there's a cafe run by the coffee roaster Toby's, and they were voted the world's number one coffee shop by, I'm trying to think, it was basically a coffee industry magazine. And so they kind of display it really proudly in their shop when you go and you'll see voted world's number one. Also, earlier this month, we had the World Coffee Barista Championships, and the world champion of barista made coffee is an Australian.
Wow. So, where is the cafe exactly? Which
So
part?
the winner, his name is Jack Simpson. So
Mm.
he's in Melbourne. And so
Mm.
Jack Simpson, he's been the Australian coffee barista champion for about
Mm.
5 years in a row now. So last year, the coffee competition was I think it was in Indonesia last year. And funnily
Mm.
enough, an Indonesian barista won first place, and Jack Simpson, the current world champion, came second, but he missed out by a point.
Amazing. Wow. So, it has a something like World Cup, for example, in a startup, in sports, and also some competition. So, for coffee, also, we have a World Cup. I mean that any competition?
Yeah, oh, there's many. So, because of the complexity in coffee, you'll have an award for the farmers, you'll have an award for the roasters, you'll have an award for the baristas, but then even in the baristas, you'll have you'll have one for espresso, one for pour over, one for um it's called, I don't know how to pronounce it. It's spelled Cerzve, and it's the one that they do in the Middle East in kind of sand, in that kind of, and then they kind of heat it using the sand. There's a
Mm.
competition just for making coffee using that method. And then there's also a tool called an AeroPress, which is kind of a plunger that you push down. That's got its own competition. We also have a world champion for that from 2013 or 14 in Sydney.
Mm.
And there's also a competition for people that taste coffee. So there's a way to rank people on how good their coffee tasting ability is and some of the tasting notes that they'll write. So the coffee I had this morning tasted of chocolate, guava, and there was some other note, and it was a tropical fruit. So this was the black coffee, had all of these tasting notes. So you can see
Mm.
lots and lots and lots of things to celebrate in coffee each and every year.
Wow, yeah, yeah, and it amazing. And just the question is that how judges they can or how did they decide, or for example, people they give vote or something. For example, which coffee, maybe coffee maker or maybe barista, which of them has can be win. The question is that in many competition, for example, in maybe bodybuilding and football, some more clear. But when some guys they need maybe to for taste them or what factors they have for for winners. I mean that for example, if they
Yeah,
want
yeah.
to,
So I was at I'm trying to think what it was. It was a regional final in Sydney. It was in Zetlands at a roaster called Haven, and they had the regional final for one of the competitions, which then became the state final, national final, and then finally the world final. For that one, I got to that event early, and so I also knew two of the judges, so I was kind of watching them. So what they'll do is they'll make the coffee that the contestants will be using for the competition. So they'll just make their own coffee, and it's kind of a standard way to assess coffee called coffee cupping, where you'll just
mm,
have the coffee grounds, you'll add hot water, wait 10 minutes, and then just see what you can taste. It's kind of the most even way of assessing a coffee. So then they were basically just doing that to kind of, in their mind, go, okay, here are the tastes I'm expecting. If a contestant highlights a particular taste, here's what I'll be expecting. And then they'll have their own kind of internal cheat sheet based on the agreed upon coffee. And then, like in any competition, all of the factors that challenge any contestant on a competitive field. The pressure, the audience, the skill, the technique, and ultimately the execution. So the
mm,
judges will have here is what I know about the coffee. Here are the tastes I'm expecting, and then the competitors that kind of accentuate and highlight those specific tastes will
mm,
basically go through. So, and that goes back to the different ways of making coffee. You can make it with an espresso machine. That's going to highlight kind of the harsher, more acidic notes. If you do a filter or a pour over, that's going to highlight the lighter notes. And the judges know this. So you kind of got to map the brewing technique with the coffee and the competition that you're in. So if you the competition I went to, people were using pour overs, they were using plungers, they were using what else are they using? Basically the same coffee bean they were doing in different methods because again, one is their preference, what they've practiced in. Because if you spent all your time at a coffee machine, you don't want to suddenly go, oh, I'm going to do a pour over coffee for the competition unless you're trained in that. And so that's how the judges will assess. And basically every round had, I think, four competitors, and then it's just a of these four, which two go through to the next round, and then it kind of whittles down that way. And then the next round, you get the two winners from one batch, two winners from another batch. They'll compete, best two go through, and then the final round, you'll have four competitors, and then it's just who do the judges determine got the most out of the coffee given all these constraints.
amazing. Now during it, for example, something specific. It can be, for example, which kind of, for example, for a small, strong espresso or a milk coffee like a latte or
Yep.
cappuccino. yeah, special, for example, drink they make using their own ideas, or sometimes they make some arts on it, or with new
Yeah.
flavor.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's its own competition. So there's again, we're talking about kind of black coffee in the previous discussion, but then yeah, there's also a what's called a latte art competition, which is can you draw a nice pattern, a nice flower, and then there's different shapes, and then depending on the selected shape, all the competitors will have to make that let's call it the flower, and
yeah.
then whoever has the best flower, again, determined by the judges, goes through to the next round, and then the next round, and so on. So the format stays the same in terms of it's eliminate. It's basically a knockout elimination. So you either make it to the next stage or you don't, and then on the final, the top three will get prizes, and the fourth will get an honorable mention. In the barista competition, it kind of assesses an all round. So it'll go, can you determine what's in the coffee that you're going to be preparing? Sometimes they'll add what are called defects to go, and they'll put basically 3 cups of coffee and go, okay, choose the odd one out. So one will be slightly different, the other two will be really similar. Then they'll also have a cocktail round. So the world champion that I got to meet, he did, well, a lot of people do espresso martinis, of course. He
Mm.
did something with whiskey. It was rum and something.
Oh.
And that was his signature with, like whipped cream and oranges and the zest of a
Oh.
lemon. Like it gets really, really crazy with the creativity and kind of what people are trying to kind of go and show the judges that they're able to do. So
Yeah.
judging is really interesting. I don't know how they do it. Like all of these interesting factors to try and go, okay, this is the best for these reasons.
Oh yeah, yeah, and I wanna say that's also one of my friend. He has just a room complete for for drinks, all kind
Yeah,
of drink, complete room in his home, a specific it's and he said that it's he gave his guest something he said that I have a special thing. It was mix of espresso, I think, and coffee with whiskey that you mentioned.
yeah.
Yeah, and it was in a bottle, and he said that it's one of my favorite. And exactly, you're right. And I saw for my first time, he had something mix of some kind of alcoholic drinks with kind of coffee. And he said that my mother, he said that it's her favorite. And yeah, for me, it was the first time when I saw it, and it was amazing how it can be mix of coffee with some alcoholic drinks like
Because when you get it right, you kind of really complement the flavors. So you'll bring out the best of the coffee and you'll bring out the best of, in this case, the whiskey. So it's just becomes this amazing experience where all these interesting processes are just brought together.
yeah, yeah, amazing. And now I check and I see that right now I check and ask GPT and Gemini here
Yeah.
for some locations for I think that World Coffee Championships that you mentioned.
We had one in Melbourne in I think 2013 or 14.
Mm. And here, yeah, you also I think that mentioned about Indonesia, Jakarta,
Yeah.
in 15th to 17th of May in
Yes, that was
2025.
that was this year,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
All
and
my
also
farmers were like excited, like, "Are you coming? Are you competing?" And unfortunately, I don't know how to make. I know how to make coffee, but not to a world class standard.
yeah, I see that here in Milan, Italy this year,
Yeah,
October 17th to
yeah, that was literally last week.
oh yeah, 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 and before it in June, in Genoa, in Switzerland,
Yeah, so you
and
can see like how many different competitions there are.
yeah, yeah, you're right, and also in Houston, in United States of
Yeah,
America, April, in 2025. So, for
I think
2026.
Thailand has it pretty soon as well.
Oh, in Thailand. So it would be great also if we know or you have any plan to go for to this World Cup compete or for example here in Australia in any competition in coffee
Oh yeah,
and
I go once a month. Because again, as you said, we're very lucky in Sydney. Sydney, like Melbourne has a bit more, but Sydney's done a lot to catch up. So Sydney also has a lot of events fairly regularly. And again, it's highlighting the roasters, highlighting kind of regional champion baristas. So not quite national or world champions, but still very good baristas. They'll have tasting competitions as well,
mm,
where again, it's just can you identify the taste? Do your notes match the judge's notes? And it's kind of how close do you get in a similar way that you might with wine, right? So in wine, you go, oh, I can taste, of course, there's the wine, which is the grapes, but then you get all these other flavors and notes. And it's like, can you articulate them? Can you go, oh, I taste a little bit of mint or blueberry or whatever that taste might be?
mm. How about what do you think about some baristas robots that they use
Yeah.
AI yeah for if you
They
wanna
don't quite use AI just yet, but what they do is there's kind of been, we're currently going through what's called the fourth wave of coffee.
mm,
So the first wave was the discovery of coffee. And then the second wave was kind of the different brewing methods. So first the Italians invented, sorry, the French invested the French press. Then the Italians invested the espresso machine. So they added pressure. And so espressos are different to kind of what you get from a French press. And then in the third wave of coffee, we kind of got all those equipment to use at home, which the pandemic absolutely exploded. And so now we're coming to that fourth wave of coffee where you don't have to do anything. You just program the machine and it does it for you. But also, there's a lot more interest in where's this coffee from? What is the process? Who is the farmer? Tell me more details about was it grown on a mountain? Was it grown at sea level? Like all of these details, a lot of people are becoming interested in. So we're going through a crazy revolution. And of course, AI is accelerating that. But kind of the dumb version of that is the machines you'll see at 7-Eleven where you just press, cappuccino and it's grinding it fresh and brewing it for you, but it's not kind of going to be amazing coffee. It's going to get you a coffee. But now we have machines where you can press a few buttons and you'll get barista level coffee, which just in the black coffees where you'll be able to taste all these interesting notes and flavors and tastes. Um, there is an interesting trade-off between what a machine, well, the reasons why people want machine coffee and why people still go to cafes. Um, the kind of counter example to that is, and we've all worked in a workplace where people will go for smoke break. They'll physically have to leave inside, go outside, go for a walk, find a place to smoke, and that kind of, in a slightly macabre way, that serves as a break for them. So that's more the experience people want. So a lot of kind of big offices and corporate, they'll have a barista in the office, but people still just want to leave, go somewhere because it's a break from work. It's that kind of third space where it's not work, it's not home. It's just that in between space where you can, just chat about things without having to worry about family or colleagues, or it's just let's just have a chat in a safe spot. And coffee is a great reason to go out and do that.
yeah, and here I have something for share. I found this one here for I search AI robotic devices
Yep.
for coffee. Yeah, that makes automation. Here I see in China they
Yep.
have some robots. I think this one and uh, I
So
hope.
I can tell you the one that's currently got a lot of the attention,
Mm.
which isn't that. It's actually simpler than that. It's called the X Bloom.
Oh, and X Bloom, we can search it and this, Yeah, and for me here, it's I see amazing and some kind of coffee machine. I use DeLonghi and
Yeah. So
yeah,
DeLonghi was part of that third wave, right? Which bringing that espresso experience at home. And
yeah.
now we're on that fourth wave. The thing about X Bloom is, if you bring that up, this is where it gets really cool.
Mm, yeah, and here I see that some robots they they prepare, and I saw something that in AI specific for coffee industry, and they train these AI robots. They said that million hours for million hours training sessions. They train these robots to, for example, from the best coffee makers and baristas. They train them. So here, if you see, the robots also do this exactly like like a human,
Yeah,
and yeah, if you see them, their hands, they check it and here. And after it, exactly, instead of, if you see, instead of, yeah, Boris, yeah. It's amazing, isn't it? In the future, maybe in next 5 years. The robot barista
Is there a
working.
video of it, or is that because you can't tell with AI today? Like, is it real? Is it fake? Is it just a prompt, or is it actually working? And even the videos you can't tell. I just realized it's got to
You
be a
know,
slightly dodgy video. Go on.
yeah, and I want to say that in the future, I in these days, a specific, for example, it was a surgeon, heart surgeon, and some
Right.
others. Yeah, they said that, and also right now, I talk with one of my friend. He's a eye surgeon. He said that right now, and we are going to do everything. Will do everything will robots they will start operation and surgery. They will be surgeon robots and
Have
s-
you seen? There's a video of like this surgeon robot, and it basically it gets like a grape, and it like cuts like a bit of the grape, and then sews it back up again.
uh I we can search it, surgeon robots, for example,
Yeah.
surgeon robots, yeah, AI, for example, future. Uh, I saw something. It's a surgeon robot AI in the future, and one of these doctors he mentioned that in the future everything will be with robots, and we are train them, and everything will be with them, and they are very more accurate than human, and million hours we teach them. So
Yeah.
after, yeah, and also it can be, I think that it can be also for a food industry, like for example robots can cook food or everything. And right now another guy he was career manager in one of the biggest restaurant. He mentioned that right now we use some here we see some robots that they they do all things, and very faster increase the performance. Yeah, and he mentioned that everything will go and start maybe in next 5-10 years with robots instead of humans for for cook food or everything else in restaurants. And from business aspects also it can be it has many benefits for maybe employers, because they first of all, it can increase the performance of the quality for everything, and another thing is that they don't need to maybe pay too much money for a specific for maybe insurance for this kind of things to their employees, some kind of, because some of them maybe in the future they prefer tend to go and use robots instead of.
What did you see just this week? Amazon let it was a lot of people. It was like 10,000 people go because I just went, we're going to replace these people with AI. So it's already started happening. It's just how long until it can get to robotics. Because robotics is still a bit tricky. There's a Tesla bot they're working on that walking robot. There was one from Boston Dynamics which got acquired by I think Hyundai, which same thing. Humanoid robots are interesting. I'm not sure if that's what the future looks like because they're very clunky. Like you can kind of get the same benefits with, like, for example, like a robot vacuum cleaner looks nothing like a regular vacuum cleaner, right? It's just this small little disc versus the big thing that you hold and kind of drag in. I think using the human form on robots is very clunky. You can also see that in Beijing in China, they just had the first robot Olympics, and
Mm,
you can see it like they're just these big bulky things trying to like play football and kick a ball, and they'll kind of line it up and miss. Like it's we're at the very start of that journey, so it's going to be very exciting to see who develops what innovations come out of it, what can we reapply. Yeah, they did that this year. This was a couple of months ago.
oh, amazing.
Yeah, that's the thing. We already live in this world.
Yeah,
They're not good, but that's my point. It's like this is like, the first like smartphones. If you like go back to like the 1980s and the 1990s, the first mobile phone was like the size of a suitcase. It's like now it fits in your pocket, but that's kind of where we are with robotics. It's like right now they're big, they're bulky, they're clunky, they work kind of 20% of the time, but it's only going to get better and better.
I see here some robots that here, yeah, you mentioned in Beijing and
Yeah.
here. Yeah.
No, 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 but you can see that one there. That's AI. Like they don't look like you can see what they look like when you had one of them earlier on the top
Oh.
left there. Yeah, on the top, yeah, that one there. Yeah, that's what they look like. And if you see the videos, they're big and bulky and slow, but they do work. You can see that they're playing football, and that's not how, if there's I can't remember who it is, but by 2050, they want to improve the robots so that they can play against the FIFA World Cup winners. That's the kind of very, yeah, you can see it running. That's what they look like. And, they're boxing and
Yeah. Amazing. And oh, they talk together.
yeah, they just look like kids. And you can see here the goalkeeper doesn't know what to do. He just kind of watches it.
Hospital scenario and your Starbot US. Yeah, here also at UTS, we have some robot teams, robotic teams, and maybe,
Yeah.
yeah, if maybe we can talk with them maybe uh, in our next podcast, and we can talk about it, for example, for coffee or something. Uh,
Yeah. Let's do all the topics as you don't need to
yeah, yeah,
uh
I
limit
think.
yourself.
Yeah. Wow, amazing. He's
Yeah.
running.
You can see that was actually like pretty quick, right?
Amazing. Yeah, yeah, you mentioned that it's yeah, wow, it's amazing. Oh, and they are happy. They are winners. Yeah, amazing. Yeah, good, awesome. So, yeah, it's amazing, and as in the future, maybe in next 5 years. And I think that companies that they work specific on AI for their products, they can make a revolution for in this industry and for their customers, uh, specific if you want to compare with traditional, because robots they maybe they need a charge, and I saw that
Maintenance is going to be the interesting one.
yeah, yeah, and I saw that some of them they charge themselves, and they don't need to any human to help them or something, and they go for charge themselves. So yeah, what do you think? What will happen for food industry specific in your major that you are a specialist in it
So
in
Australia's an interesting one. We've last year we kind of had our first um like competition level coffee. So we've had coffee in Australia for about 10 years because coffee grows on what's called the coffee belt. So either side of the equator is all the coffee growing countries. So that's why Brazil's the big one. So Brazil, Colombia, Vietnam, Indonesia, Mexico, Africa. Yeah, you can see all there's a tasting cup, there's a pour over cup, there's an espresso one, there's too many.
Yeah, we see that.
But so yeah, we've
Guys, see you next time, maybe with new ideas. Ankit, any closing statement?
not at all. That was really fun. We just covered so many topics. I don't know how you're going to edit it, but that's been so much fun covering
Okay,
so many topics and learning some things along the way.
okay. Thank you again for be here. Let's continue it maybe next time, maybe next week or something else. Thank you again. Thank you for your time, and you are in my heart. See you guys. See you
Always a
soon. Take
pleasure.
care.
See you next time.
Have a lovely weekend. Thank you. Take care.
Bye
Bye.
bye.
Bye. Bye.